Like, let me put it this way. I have a very, very fortunate position in life of both the time I was born and grew up in the things I get to watch now. Everything in life is becoming more expensive, increasingly more expensive. And if we, I shouldn't say we, if I can shut up, keep my head down, and just make a decent game and keep it at 20 bucks, I'm going to shut up, keep my head down, and keep the game at 20 bucks. Because everything else is getting more expensive, and that sucks. And I don't want to be one more thing in the life of people that's just getting more expensive. Probably got to say Diablo Ceratops is going to be very fun. I think it'll probably beat out all the others. And the reason I say that is because obviously the Diablo Ceratops and the mechanics that we're trying to bring to the game with it are not exclusive just to Diablo Ceratops. It's meant to translate to all forms of Ceratopsians, or at least most forms of Ceratopsians that we can have it, function with. We've gone so far as to even attempt to include the Protoceratops inside of that, but instead of attacking with frills, it's more of with the beak. But the groundwork is there, and that's what we are hoping to achieve. And even in its incomplete state, as much as, again, everyone's seen jumping, and jumping is inarguably very fun, the sparring system is definitely where it's at. And we're going to be trying to make most of that system function for most of the larger theropods. So what you see with Diablo Ceratops is going to be something we're hoping to emulate the feel of on a Tyrannosaur, which is why I say Tyrannosaurs will always have a threat to their life, because just because you are large doesn't mean that another large Tyrannosaur isn't going to be able to show up and metaphorically throw hands with you. So, it'll be interesting to see some Tyrannosaur fights. It'll be interesting to possibly, hopefully, see some Tyrannosaur Giga fights. I'm going to just do a disclaimer today because I'm personally really lazy and I don't feel like going through it. If you all ask me who should win in your little fight matchup fantasies, the answer is I don't know or I don't care. Because if I don't do that, we'll be here all day with everyone going, who should win against this matchup? Like, I need more details than that every time. So let's just skip that mentality. Get it out of your system. Because the truth is I don't know or I don't care. A or B, just on that front right now. We're not here for it. Also, this guy desperately needs two things. Number one, he needs a smaller jump range. Like, this is acceptable, but allow me to show you all some silliness, if I may be so bold. The fact that you can kind of just do one of these is, again, really funny, really enjoyable, but way too far. Like, it is a preposterous distance. It is excessive. It is far too much. And there is a discussion amongst design right now of, like, form versus fun, But at the same time, like, again, here, allow me to demonstrate some of the weird. Like, this is almost as bad as, like, Spider-Man with swing assist on. You're just like, who's ever gonna catch you, really? But no, we were definitely watching a fight happen here in the in this nice little walkway, and we were just hanging out, having ourselves a gander, and it was just nope, they don't see us. And if we do this stuff, they will never see us. There is this though. Let me see if I can get myself to break inside of the editor for this. Hold on. Perfect. So because we are technically a Herrera'S inside of the editor, the Herrera'S has been divvied up in both its distance brightness and the coloration. So as a Herrera'S, you can definitely see your friends from farther away. It's very obvious, very apparent. And it also does show up color-wise inside of your night vision. It's one of the few times where color will override all, and no other dinosaur sees it. So you can definitely do what we were doing, where we were just flagging each other down, and no one saw it as we perused into the swamp at night. So silent communication system, indeed. He has sounds. I would say that he is pretty close. He's missing a few animations right now because we ran through a couple of styles for him in his climbing. I actually really wanted him to climb a specific way, which visually did not pan out. He looked a little silly as much as I wanted it to work. So he's got a few animations still that need to be put in, but I would say that he could probably just be tested now. We could definitely throw him in and just be like, hey guys, we enabled Herrera'S, you can spawn as him. But then you have to compensate for the fact that the server is going to fill up with only Herrera'S players. So, you know, there's that fun debacle of most people treating the stress test as some sort of roundabout way of gaining social credit with the rest of the Isle community on who gets to show the toy first. Not saying it's everybody, but it's a lot. So, you know. Will climbing use stam? We're gonna play with it. We're gonna play with it because it should, in my opinion, but it might be a terrible way to go. This is one of those situations where it's okay, this test we tinkered with it this way, this test we tinkered with it that way. And this just stems off of what's been handed to me, and I go either A, this is nowhere near as simulated or as difficult as it needs to be. Case in point, with that jump, you know. But there's a couple of instances where that may or may not be true. Also, the animal will be getting another piece of quality of life that I'm not particularly in favor for, but I understand the need for it, is that when you jump or go to fall a distance that would otherwise negatively impact your animal, hurt him, break his leg in some way, we're going to change the icon and the icon color so you see a nice little bone break. Info, that problem becomes my problem when the game doesn't sell. I don't care. I'm not interested in the whole milk the world for money, throw out dinosaurs for extra cash or whatever else. It's just not the vibe. I think it's kind of gross. That's why I stay at $20. We're a $20 game. Game needs to be better. Cool. We're going to rebuild it. We're going to rebuild it for free because you're right. The game needs to be better. Time to upgrade to Unreal Engine 5 because it would be a better experience. Cool. How long is that going to take? Oh, projected quarter of the year? Awesome. Oh no, it took double the length. That's really unfortunate, and we have to take that shot on the chin because it was my decision based off of the information that was given to us. But oh well, you're getting an engine upgrade to Unreal 5 for free. So, I mean, what do you want from me? we're not hurting, and until we're hurting, I don't consider those things something worth thinking about. So you don't expect to increase the price when Evrima releases? Probably not. Like, let me put it this way. I have a very, very fortunate position in life of both the time I was born and grew up and the things I get to watch now. Everything in life is becoming more expensive, increasingly more expensive. And I shouldn't say we, if I can shut up, keep my head down, and just make a decent game and keep it at 20 bucks, I'm going to shut up, keep my head down, and keep the game at 20 bucks. Because everything else is getting more expensive, and that sucks. And I don't want to be one more thing in the life of people that's just getting more expensive. Don't see the point in that, you know? If we went out and did something like a completely different game, or we went, hey, we're gonna build, in addition to this, an Isle single-player experience, but you know what? It's going to use the assets from this game, because why would we not use the assets from this game unless all of a sudden permanent virtual reality and Sword Art Online becomes real? Then we would charge for something like that. Sure, there's a whole brand new experience we're making for you. It uses some of the same art assets, but otherwise, it's a brand new thing. Let's go. How do you keep revenue coming in? Build a game and sell it. If your game sucks, people won't buy it. That's the way I look at it. I'm not saying it's the right way to look at it. I don't know how other people look at it. And I don't really care. Until it's a problem, we're doing us.